See you.
Thank you.
Let's start with Spacs. It's a hot market, and in this very hot market, you raised the largest Spac in the market right now, and it seemed you had hoped to have an announcement of a merger target by first quarter, but that didn't happen. What are the challenges you're facing?
So I would say I'm cautious about, what we don't want people doing is speculating, buying short-dated options on our Spac. So I'm a little bit cautious about talking about it. But I would say I feel very good about Pershing Square Tontine Holdings. Our original construct was to create the most investor-friendly and the most merger-friendly entity, and to create something that was unique. Fundamentally, capital is a commodity, but capital at scale in a large blank check company is not a commodity, and that's been our experience. And I would say I'm cautiously optimistic I'll have something people are excited about within a reasonable period of time.
Can you just explain what?
I don't like give a precise look. When I made a comment, I think in November or so, November or December, I said my expectation was we should be in a position to identify a target and announce the transaction by the end of the first quarter. That was my estimate.
Mm-hmm. And what happened? Is it partly because asset prices are going up so much? Has that been part of the challenge?
No. I would say I'll give you a little more information. We've been working on a transaction since early November. Same transaction, a lot of complexity, and I think we're either going to get a transaction done in the next relative short term, weeks, or we'll be on to the next one. But obviously it was sufficiently attractive and interesting. It was worth devoting 6 months of our energy to.
Do you think it will involve other investors, like other big institutional investors? Is that part of the complexity?
No.
Okay, just Pershing.
There are big institutional investors in our Spac, but just the nature of the target, the issues we're solving for them principally have made the timing longer than we would like, but we think it's worth the energy and the effort.
That makes sense. I mean, I just did a little research myself. I pulled up the list of the most valuable VC-backed companies in the U.S. because you're looking for, as you've said it, a mature unicorn, a minority investment, and you have about at least $5 billion to work with.
Actually, what we said, that's one of a number of categories that we're looking at. So mature unicorn, we certainly talked about, it's gotten a lot of media attention. We've also talked about, super high quality, durable growth companies. They could be private family-owned businesses. They could be controlled by leveraged buyouts. They could be carve-outs from corporations. Any of the above.
Okay, well, I pulled up another list from Forbes, America's largest private companies, and I just did my own looking at some of these. I figured some of these wouldn't be right for you, like PricewaterhouseCoopers and that kind of thing. But there was Publix supermarkets and H-E-B supermarkets, and you're a food guy, right? You know that industry well.
Yeah, I'm not in love with the supermarket business.
Oh yeah, is this too commoditized or what?
Is business that you could own for the next decade, and the stock market could shut, and you'd have enormous confidence the business would be worth multiples of the price you paid today. That's kind of the company we're looking for. If you think about the supermarket business, I think there's a lot of disruption going on right now. It's a low margin business. I don't think of it as particularly attractive from a growth perspective. So it really doesn't meet our criteria.
Another one on this list that I thought might match your history was Mars. So you've had a lot of in packaged foods.
Sure. So again, if we're going to go down a list of targets, just eliminate one by one so you figure out the name, I can't do that. But
okay.
The good news is we're deeply engaged in a transaction that we started working on in early November with an iconic, phenomenal, great business with a great management team that meets all of our criteria. And there's a lot of complexity. There are issues that we're our issue, our goal is to solve the problems of a seller or someone who wants to take their business public, and do it in a way that we provide a really great solution for them.
And it's still looking as you would be a minority holder. Does that hold firm?
Yes. Okay. When I say minority holder, the business will become a public company.
Right.
Shareholders will own a minority of the company. That's correct. But again, to be very, very clear, there's no certainty this transaction happens until we sign an agreement.
Right. Well, there are a lot of people I've read, literally support groups online, like hanging hopefully on this one. So I'm sure they'll look forward to news.
Yes, as I say, I'm cautiously optimistic, but there's no certainty, and an issue could arise that could prevent us from getting it done. My judgment, I mean, the fact that we're focused on one transaction for a long period of time and we haven't wavered, if you will, suggests that we are reasonably confident we're going to get it done, but there's no certainty.
Okay. And then that's not